Alright, so in less than 24 hours, the Super Eagles will play in their 6th match of World Cup qualification. A win against Rwanda moved the team from 5th to 4th place in Group C, and in their very next match, they'll be taking on a Zimbabwe side that is seated at the very bottom of the table. Now, Group C has proven to be a group that is full of twists and turns, and when you add the fact that Zimbabwe actually gave the Super Eagles all they could have in their previous meeting, that would make this definitely not a game that should be overlooked if you're on the Nigerian side of things. Now, before we go any further about the match, of course, we got the predicted starting lineup at the end also. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. So yeah, Super Eagles of Nigeria will be taking on the Warriors of Zimbabwe in World Cup qualification. The game will be played tomorrow, Tuesday, the 25th of March. 5 p.m. Nigerian time will be the start, and it will be hosted at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium in Uyo. Now, the weather in the area has been pretty unpredictable lately. Sometimes it rains heavily, sometimes it doesn't, so it's kind of a toss-up when it comes to tomorrow, but hopefully it doesn't rain and everything can go smoothly. Now, when it comes to watching a game, you can catch it on Super Sports. That's on GoTV or DSTV for those in Nigeria. And the referee of the game is going to be a guy from Eritrea, Teklu Mogul Sege. The referee, the center referee on the day, is going to be assisted by 2 of his compatriots. Now, that being said, Zimbabwe come into this game on the back of a 2-2 draw at home against Benin Republic. They actually went down 2-0 in that game. Goalkeeper makes a horrendous mistake to give away the first one, and the second one was like a moment of brilliance from Benin Republic. And Zimbabwe pulled one back before the end of the first half. They go into the second half, tie up the game, and that was how it ended. I felt like they played, I think they were the better team when you put everything together. Yes, they had the mistakes, but they had more moments than Benin Republic going forward, even though Benin Republic did have their moments. But I would give the nod a little bit to Zimbabwe right there. Now, going into this game against the Super Eagles, Zimbabwe have more than getting off the bottom of the table on their mind, and that's because they have money on their mind. They've been offered a good sum of money to get a result in this game. They were actually offered the same sum of money in their last game. I don't know what worked out with that one, but the deal is $150,000 will be given to them if they pick up 3 points. So in their last game against Benin Republic, they missed out on $150,000 by not getting that win. I don't know if they got half of it since it was a draw, but that right there, the 150 did not come, and this will be their last chance in this international break to touch that 150, and that'll be against the Super Eagles. So of course, you got that extra motivation factor. So this is definitely not one to sleep on right here. Of course, when it comes to the Super Eagles, we had the game against Rwanda. I felt like our first half was just beautiful. I mean, we were unstoppable in that first half. Chance after chance after chance, wave after wave after wave. I felt like the second half, we kind of took our foot off the gas a little bit. Not saying that we played badly in the second half, but it definitely was not what we saw in the first half. When it comes to the starting lineup, of course, I feel like it was kind of a surprise, a couple of surprises in the starting lineup. Bruno Oyemaichi not starting, with Bright Osai Samuel and Ola Aina both starting. That was kind of weird right there. Then the midfield, Samuel Chukwueze starting in that diamond. I don't think he looked too comfortable in that position, but at the same time, he did get an assist in the game. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to put that down when you see the results. But I also felt like it was kind of hard for us to win the ball back at times. There were times that Rwanda had the ball and they were just moving it among each other. We were trying to win it back. You could see our guys running around trying to win it back, but they just they were breaking our presses pretty easily. So that might be something to look at when it comes to the coach. I like the set pieces from defending it to attacking it. Of course, the first goal comes from a set piece. I still don't see how Victor Osimhen could be that free in the box, but it is what it is. He gets the goal. They're definitely not gonna leave him free like that in this game. And we did have chances that fell to other players. Those other players have to take those chances. Now, with all that being said, you definitely can't take none away from the players and coaches of the Super Eagles. Of course, Eric Shell, first game in charge of the team, and did put up a pretty credible performance. Now, after the win, I saw a lot of comments, people jumping ship. A lot of people who were like, the Super Eagles are not going anywhere. Look forward to 2030 or 2034. You know, a lot of people were like, forget about the World Cup and stuff. But now you got people saying the Super Eagles can go to the World Cup. You got people coming up with solutions how the team is going to go to the World Cup, which I don't see anything wrong with any of that. Like I've always said, that stuff fuels the game of football. The bandwagon jumpers are also part of what fuels the game. You can't do without them. So it's not like I'm saying those are bad people or something like that. But what I am saying is we shouldn't be worried about all that. How can we get to the World Cup and this and that? Let's worry about taking every single game as it comes. Let's worry about winning every single game decisively. When you do that, you get yourself prepared for when you get to the World Cup, because you're not just trying to go to the World Cup as a Nigeria. You've been there, done that. You're trying to make some noise at the World Cup, and you have a coach that you've said you want to build with. So you got to just keep on building. You got to keep on building, and you can't be worried about, oh, is the team going to the World Cup today? Because the World Cup is not going to be done today. Our group is not going to end today. So worrying about stuff like that is really just trying to put extra stress on yourself and really trying to take your focus away from what's at hand. The next game is what's at hand. Zimbabwe is what's at hand. We can't be looking forward to South Africa or Benin Republic. We got to be focused in the now, and that now is Zimbabwe. But on to the final part of this video, and that part is the starting lineup prediction. We're going to go with a 4-4-2 in this one. Just a formation to try to get all the players on the pitch that I think will play. But goalkeeper Stanley Wobbly, I don't think that will change. Had a really good performance. The defense, I don't think will change much. But Bright Osai Samuel did limp off injured in the second half of the match against Rwanda. Ola Aina went off, but I don't think that was an injury situation. Of course, if the change is going to be made, it's going to be pretty generic. You'll have Ola Aina at the right back. Bruno Oyemaichi can come in at the left back. Or you can keep Ola Aina at the right back. And Alassane Yusuf also came off the bench as a right back in the game against Rwanda. So that's an option. But I think just go with what is a known and working option. Bruno Oyemaichi proved himself at that left back position. Even when he came in, looked dangerous and didn't really give up anything. So I think this is a guy that really should be given the opportunity. Then you move to the midfield. You got Wilfred and Didi. Of course, he picked up a yellow card. Well, both of the midfielders last time out picked up yellow cards. Wilfred and Didi and Alex Iwobi. I think both of these guys will start in this game. Also, might you see Raphael Onyedika for the Samuel Chukwueze position? I would like to see him a little bit higher up. I think a guy like Alassane Yusuf could be called up in that position, because you need some ball winning in that midfield. When those players drop into the midfield, it's not just about being there. Can you win the ball back for the team? And can you make timely passes for the team? So I think a guy like Alassane Yusuf is an option. Papa Daniel is also an option. I think he definitely can play that position. Of course, that's a long shot. The coach just got this job, so to be making decisions like that, you have to be really sure. It's not that you just watch them in camp for a few days and you just say, okay, let's drop this known commodity and put in this new player. Now, if he gets another call up and he keeps on showing what he's showing in the league, that decision will be a little bit tougher to make. But I think right now, it is what it is. If he gets the start or if he gets some game time, it will be looked at as a real great thing. But if he doesn't, it's not like somebody's going to say, hey, why didn't you play Papa Daniel? But like I said, Wilfred Ndidi, Alex Iwobi, Alassane Yusuf maybe. But I think maybe the coach still sticks with Samuel Chukwueze because it's pretty hard to explain that you're dropping a guy that got an assist in a 2-0 win. So I think that could be an option too. Samuel Chukwueze staying in his position. And then, of course, Moses Simon. I think that's another trusted player in the team. I don't think that's going to change. Ademola Lookman, Victor Osimhen, I don't think that's going to change. So the only change that I'm sure or close to sure that of thinking will happen will be Bruno Oyemaichi coming into the game for Bright Osai Samuel. But I might be wrong about that, and it might just be the same star lineup. I think there's a chance it could be because you want continuity in your first few days on the job. You don't want to be changing up everything. Your players, they can handle so much. You don't want to be putting too much on their plate. So I think the coach is going to try to go with something that they've already seen before and build off that. So that's why I think there's a good chance that the team remains the same. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know your starting lineup prediction. Also, of course, your game prediction. What are your predictions for this game? Let me know in the comment section. And please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Also hit that notification bell so you're notified whenever we drop videos. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.